All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and I have 2 empty seats, and also the level restrictions are lifted, so I could potentially send one of these 3 on a low-level mission. So the first thing I want to do is sort by class to see what class we have the fewest of. So, plenty of lepers. Oh, people who are currently in the party aren't counted for that, because it was looking like we only had 1 Vestal. So, plenty of lepers, plenty of Hellions, a couple of Crusaders, a couple of Abominations, only 1 Highwayman, 3 Vestals. We have 2 of a lot of things. We only have 1 Jester, 1 Plague Doctor, and 1 Highwayman and 1 Occultist. So I think I'll take the Highwayman and the Occultist from this team.
To fight the Abyss, one must know it.
You would say that, Ancestor. That really sounds like an idea that you would have, you know, all things considered.
Elusive, evasive, persistent. Righteous traits for a rogue.
Just keep the spin cycle going, man. Just spin that one as hard as you can. Anyway, we need to get some stress treatment. So, yep, Altard can only gamble. Make room. There's a new player at the table. So, sorting by level. So, I'm going to stick with the gold that I have for now. With level restrictions removed, I'm thinking of going on an intermediate difficulty mission with the new Highwayman and either Druel, Montfort, or Vestal, and then a bunch of 2 intermediate level people. Now we really need new Vestals, so Talvis is going. And the Highwayman, let's put him in position 2. And I like this ability set for the most part. In fact, I like it completely. So, the next question is, what kind of mission? The Profane Scroll, which gives us the option of putting in a battle Vestal. Put a Vestal in position 2 with increased healing for the group heal, as well as the ability to actually inflict non-trivial damage. I have got to find out how that... I have kind of been wanting to... Somebody mentioned to me in the comments that you can do this, and I've been wanting to try it ever since. We're going for this. So it's a medium-length mission in the crypt. So Montfort is going to be our veteran. And now we want to sort by class. No, we don't. We want to sort by level still. So the third person we bring should probably be a man-at-arms, because Defender was really helpful in the Darkest Dungeon run. So I know we have several of them. And we have you. Well, if I've decided what class I want, I can sort by class and make it easier on myself. I'll go with you. Alright. And how close are you to leveling up? 27 out of 36 just to get to level 5. The Vestal gets the scroll, because I want to have a champion level Vestal who isn't barred from entering the Darkest Dungeon. So, or the portrait, not the scroll. Alright, what do we have? What equipment do we have for a Highwayman? Let's see. Gunslinger's Buckle. And bleeding is pretty much meaningless here, so let's go with the Stalwart Buckle. And for our man-at-arms, let's see. Yeah, we lost some equipment to that failed run. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Tempting Goblet, and then, let's go with the Tough Rig. Right, I believe we still have some good Crusader equipment. Yeah, the Holy Orders. The increased Virtue Chance, Death Blow Resistance, and Stress, or Reduced Stress. And... yeah, with the Knight's Crest, just make him tankier. That should do it. Alright, need to make sure everybody has the right abilities. You're good. You're good. I'm gonna replace Open Vein with Tracking Shot. Stealth is gonna be a bit of an issue in this area, and he's in position 3, and he's mainly a ranged combat-oriented fellow. Alright, get us some holy water. Get us some bandages. Get some anti-venom. I will remember to bring the shovels this time. Now, I swear, I should just have like a checklist taped to my wall or something, and I do like a pre-flight check before going into the mission. It's like, got my food, my torches, my bandages and antivenom, my medicinal herbs, my keys, my holy water, my flickering provisioner who's periodically turning into a flesh monster. Just ignore it, he does that. Got all my stuff. Alright, we should be provisioned. So, let's go on the mission, go through the loading screen, and find out what I forgot this time.
Can the defiled be consecrated? Can the fallen find rest?
I don't know, you tell me. You're the one who came up with this mission. So what does it say about me that I'm apparently following instructions from a dead guy who wasn't particularly sane when he was alive, now that I think about it? Okay, this is not exactly the worst layout we could have had. We're still gonna want some scouting, but honestly...
waiting to be spent.
Whoa. This is the kind of layout where we could even live without scouting and still find the quest locations. And I'm guessing this is just the calm before the storm that we've made it this far without any violence.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Not really yet. Mostly just paid for in keys. Alright, he has a decent chance of killing both of them.
Executed with impunity.
Yeah, that's the advantage of bringing a champion.
Another one falls.
And there we go. And I'll just let the white mage finish
As
the
the
job.
fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Yeah, a faint hope. We've overcome the maggots. We just might survive this mission. Okay, holy water. Whoa. I'm not risking dropping the key. The emerald already is worth more than I think we're allowed to have as a stack of gold, so we'll just take the 2 emeralds. Not to mention the fact that it'll be worth even more if we find more emeralds. Okay, gargoyles. High protection, and I don't have the ability to inflict blight. Okay, this will do 4 to 7. Grape Shot Blast will do 2 to 4, which is actually okay by my reckoning. Crush on one of the front ones. And now Zealous Accusation is guaranteed to kill one, though it would need a critical to kill the
Press
other.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
But Judgment should finish the job.
Continue the onslaught.
Okay.
Destroy them all.
And now we have to deal with Flurry of Claws, but since the champion is the front runner, well, that's not much of a problem. The advantage to have... That's the thing. Since a hero's... I don't actually remember if a hero's maximum health goes up. There's really nothing I would drop for the citrine. I'm not certain, I haven't been paying attention, if a hero's maximum health goes up just because they increase their resolve level, but leveling up their armor at least does increase their survivability. So having a champion as a front runner means you have a hero who is very hard to dislodge.
The match is struck.
Trying.
A blazing star is born.
Rampart, it's still nothing. And Smite will only do 8 to 14, but Zealous Accusation will do 4 to 9. Doesn't do any extra damage to armor plate. Or it will do 0. That's another thing that it could do. Let's just stick with Great Shot Blast. We're gonna be plinking away at these guys for a little while. Because every way of getting rid of them quickly managed to fail somehow. Ooh. Gonna need some defender. Whoa. Yeah, block the newbie. We don't want him to die just yet. We want him to die later when he's a champion.
A decisive pummeling.
Yeah, they are really focusing on the new guy. It's like a skeleton hazing ritual. It's like the new champion comes in, and so every one of the enemies just focuses on him specifically just to mess with him. So yeah, he's the new guy.
The formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay, foul warding when you have 3 hit points left. There. That'll do you. Making me wish I'd brought a corpse clearing ability, though. 4 to 6. Judgment won't kill. Let's just go for the healing.
Decimated.
Yeah, he's tired of he's just mad at that guy for quarreling him so many times. And I'm just gotta let the Crusader heal everybody, because the Crusader is the only one who can't attack position 3. So I may as well just let him heal and let the other guys take care of it.
Annihilated.
Well, that took care of it. Okay. Yeah.
Success
Yeah, we have
so
a highwayman
clearly
with something to
beaten.
prove.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
He's mad at the other guys for not taking him seriously because he's resolve level 2, and so he's decided he's going to prove just how necessary he really is. Ah, yet another tasty goblet. Okay. Let's go with Judgment. 4 to 6, but it's a start. Pistol shot, 9 to 15. Okay. And Judgment was actually necessary, too. Okay, so Smite, yeah, Smite is a guaranteed kill. So now we're down to fighting a single Bone Conscript who has 1 hit point. I'm actually just gonna... I gotta stall for a second. I want to get a healing ability off before we finish that guy. Just exploit this for a moment. No, not too much exploitation. I choose to imagine, with the Bone Conscript having 1 hit point,
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I choose to imagine that the Highwayman just like walked up to the Bone Conscript and just shot him execution style. He just executed the guy, like the critically injured skeleton. Okay, and we have an Enchantress. Congratulations, we've encountered our first real problem. Fortunately, Corbière is quite a problem solver.
The ground quakes.
You have nothing that can reach the back, but you can stun a gargoyle. Right, Judgment, 4 to 7, so it pretty much needs a high roll to kill, but we're at least on the way. I can finish her off next turn. Possibly. Probably not. I don't like that I'm wasting a pistol shot on this because of how much damage it normally does, but I can't afford to leave the Enchantress alive between Stressful Incantation and Stressful Incantation. I mean, she has Demon's Push and Demon's Pull, but Stressful Incantation is enough of a problem by itself. So, 6 to 11, so decent chance to kill. I don't want to deal with bleeding right now. Okay, now, just the Living Stone works. It is interesting how many unique enemy types this game has. So you have the regular ones like human, undead, beast, but then you also have like stonework or metalwork for the cannon and things like that. Now let's just go for some healing. Healing is always our friend. And yeah, Zealous Accusation will kill one of them no matter what. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to... Wait, Wicked Slice can...
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
The sapphires and leave it at that. And nothing we can do with the suit of armor. Okay, so this was a almost pointless route, though we did get some sapphires, which is kind of nice. Well, 1 sapphire. Actually, not because it shows 3 sapphires in the picture. Is that like? Did we find 1 sapphire and the picture is just what multiple sapphires look like? Or is it like we found 1 allotment of sapphires and it's actually 3 of them that we have? Those are the questions you start asking yourself when you've been playing Darkest Dungeon this long. Alright, and more loot we can't carry. 25 gold. You know, I'm thinking for the 25 gold, maybe that we really can't afford to leave anything behind. Maybe I should drop the food for the 25 gold. I am, however, just going to do this. Ah! Got a commander now. Okay, step 1, make the noble go away. That's progress on making Noble go away. And because of the success of Rampart, I can reach him with Smite.
Obliterated.
Yeah, Smite 5, I think that is. Yeah, Smite 5 is going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, not really the best use of a turn, but let's just hit the commander with Crush. And I can't actually aim at the veteran, but I can catch him in Zealous Accusation. Yeah, I don't want to do a ground pound. Let's stun the commander.
The light, the promise of safety.
And I can't... and I can't reach position 1 with Tracking Shot. Well, I can reach it with Grape Shot Blast. That veteran is going to last a while. Crush. Okay, now we just have to deal with the commander, which isn't really a big deal because he's a tank. He doesn't hit very hard. He hits kinda hard, but it's all manageable. It is funny watching a mid-level Vestal trying to heal a champion Crusader.
Cannot be left unanswered.
Well, shit. He just stunned 3/4 of my team. Let's see if we can return the favor, shall we? And the severely overleveled Smite. Yeah. When you're heading into the ruins, don't forget to bring a Crusader. It just might save your life.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Okay. And... oh. It's a trap. And, yep, because we don't have scouting, we're going to have to explore this area. The game heard me saying it was being generous and it decided to prove me wrong.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Yeah, if the game thinks that you think that it's gone soft, it will start getting serious. Okay, so the rest of the quest locations have to be down here. There are none this way. But we're also running a little low on inventory space. I'm not making camp just yet. We can throw some stuff out to make room for the trapezohedrons. Okay, we are on the right tile. There we go. Okay, what to drop for the third one? Yes, after making such a big deal out of them. You know what? I'll drop the anti-venom. I realize it's a risk, but the level of blight we're likely to encounter in this area isn't that bad. We can just out-heal it. And there aren't a lot of enemies here that cause blight. Though, this means that the quest locations are all clustered around the bottom of the map. Also, before we get any confirmation of this, what do you think the odds are that we'll run into the collector at some point along this area? We're taking all bets, folks. We're taking all bets. Put your bet in the comments for what you think the odds are of the collector showing up before we get to the end of the mission. Let's see. Still no quest locations. They're all in, like, this last couple hallways. Oh, another one of these. I'll come back for it. We're gonna free up some inventory space when we've actually reached the quest locations, and I can come back for that urn. Oh. Same thing, I'll come back for it when we have more inventory space. Okay, still no collector. I've heard that he shows up based on how full your inventory is. So since we're walking around with a 100% full inventory, the odds of him showing up should be pretty high. Smite? Yeah, smite. Let's go with smite. I like smite. Crush. Great shot blast. And judgment. And with all of that, nothing. And now we're gonna have to take our punishment. Or not! Okay, so 2 quarrels that missed, a foul warding, and what are you gonna do? Axe blade. Okay, so of the 4 of them, 1 of them did actually cause damage. Okay, let's see if we can rampart this guy out of defending his teammate. Actually, that wasn't really the most pointful thing I could have done. But let's see if I can get rid of this guy. Alright. That's at least one. There's at least one crossbow down. And the other marksman has decided to avenge his dead, undead, re-dead friend? Is that what you call an undead that has been killed again? Are they like re-dead? Did we take the un out of undead? Or would they, well, if that's the case, they'd just be dead. And axe blade is always a problem. I'm just gonna go for stunning blow. We're not gonna be able to kill this guy unless we focus on him, so we can keep him stunned, and that way he won't use foul warding. Still going for crush because, well, the man-at-arms can't hit anything else. Corbier can, though. And now the time has come for smite. You're kidding.
This expedition at least promises success.
Actually, who am I kidding? When there's a Crusader in the party, every time is the time for smiting. Crusaders are just all about the smiting. There's all smiting all the time. And, Oh, no, I didn't throw out the shovels. I considered throwing out the shovels, but no, I still have
Even
those.
the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Cold stone and colder skeletons. Okay. And let's continue adventuring a bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is make a camp.
Circle in the dark.
Feast.
The battle may yet be won.
And the Crusader can go for Zealous Vigil. And Zealous Speech. And now everyone is at 0 stress. There's wound care on the Crusader. And we're good.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
And
purpose
commence
is made
backtracking.
clear.
So, it looks like there will be no collector this mission. I was hoping I'd get a chance to... I was hoping I'd get another visit from my stalker. Yes, I have developed a sort of perverse affection for the collector at this point. I mean, it's a pretty fun fight, and you always get a trapezohedron when you beat him, so he's actually reasonably profitable to fight. Well, that was worthless. Hopefully the urn is a little more generous to us. You don't want to know what happens to curios that disappoint me. Actually, you probably do, because the answer is nothing. If you disappoint... Curios, if you... Learn it quickly. If you disappoint me, there's
Ornaments.
nothing I can do about it.
Neatly ordered. Lovingly admired.
Well, I got a moon cloak, which is almost... It's only really useful if you fight a shambler at this, for me at least. I don't let the torch level get that low. I'm sure there are benefits to doing it, but I just don't want to risk it. Which is funny, considering the things I'm willing to risk, that is the thing that makes me go, no, that's too risky. I'm not doing that. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Belongs to the light.
$25 grand, not bad at all. And we have the Profane Scroll. And 2 new champions emerge. Everyone except Corbière. And Montfort is an Eldritch Slayer, which I would say is a downgrade over Second Wind, honestly. I kind of want to lock Flawed Release in because it has no effect on a Man-at-Arms. I also kind of want to lock Balanced in because it's really good for a Man-at-Arms. And Corbière has Blight Resistance.
The shuffling dead are silenced. We have claimed dominion over the ruins once more.
Right. In fact, while we also have some gold, I think I'm going to get rid of claustrophobia and lock in Balanced, because him being resistant to being thrown out of position could be very helpful, since he kind of needs to be towards the front. Sort by level. Pretty sure all the champions are fully upgraded. Actually, Talvis probably... Yeah, Talvis is not. So let's get her all the way upgraded, because she's going to the Darkest Dungeon fairly soon. And let's visit the guild. Alright, and I've already managed to spend all the gold that I can afford to spend. Well, in addition to the large amount of gold and the Resolve experience, that mission also got us Silence in the Crypts. So we're going back. Okay, we can't do this one because we do not have the heroes for it. So let's get everybody out of the party. And so, medium length and medium difficulty for exploration, or a short champion mission. Let me see. We have an advantage in that we inflict more damage against the enemies in the crypts, and it's a short duration mission. So... we also receive increased resolve experience. So Talvis... let me select you, Talvis. I promise I won't send you on too easy of a mission. So... 45 out of 48. You need 3. You'll almost certainly get at least that much. I have an idea. It's crazy, but I have it. Put Talvis in position 2, and Corey in position 4, so we have a very stun and healing heavy team. And then Hind and Gilpin. So we have 2 champions and 2 people who are just barely strong enough to go on this mission. But it's short. We have the advantage thanks to Silence in the Crypts. And we have a lot of healing. This idea is madness, and I want to try it. Okay, so next question is who gets the ancestors? Oh, it's unequipped. Now I'll unequip manually because half the team is already equipped. So let's take away Montfort's. Yep, I'm taking away your toys, Montfort. And yeah, I'll give the Abomination the portrait. So, give him the protective padlock and the ancestor's portrait. Okay, now I should adjust your skills to be skills that all can actually be used in position 2. So you got Divine Comfort, Mace Bash. I should take away your Sacred Scroll. Hand of Light. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That doesn't give me a solution for stealth, but illumination can't be used in position 4 either, so I'm still going with that. However, you should really have a Tome of Holy Healing, if I have one. Because the Tome of Holy Healing doesn't reduce your damage output. Okay. Yet another one of my crazy plans. Let's see how this one goes. Grab a couple of shovels. I don't need that many. Plenty of torches. Probably don't need that many. A little bit more holy water, a couple of keys. Of course, with my luck, this is the team that is going to end up fighting the Collector. The team that absolutely could not handle that. Oh, I already have those. Alright, there we go. Yeah, skeletons with high pride are susceptible to blight attacks, and unlike last time, we actually have one of those.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Okay, this is not a bad layout at all. I already have a plan. And let's find out if the plan survives contact with the enemy. They tell me they usually don't. Well, that's a problem. None of you guys is particularly high protection, so let's take the manacles. And yeah, just smite the militia, you can just get rid of it. And, oh, you can reach the sharpshooter with Hand of Light. Well, you just have to not miss. So we're going to do with Axe Blade. Okay. I have a plan. So we can use Dazzling Light and fail to stun the enemy. We can use Hand of Light and sometimes hit the enemy. And we can use Manacles and occasionally damage the enemy. Okay, 100% stun resistance. That's the source of the problem. I was gonna say, this sharpshooter has been a champ. Because we're hitting him with every hero in this team has a stunning ability. We hit him with 3 of them. Actually, no, we only hit him with 2.
As the enemy crumbles.
Yeah, 2 is about as high as I can count. I think that can stun, in theory. So at some point, one of the 2 Vestals is going to actually have to, I don't know, do some healing, maybe. I mean, I know it's a novel concept, having the Vestals heal people. I'm preferring to just have them inflict damage, but one of them may actually need to heal something. Actually, we're so close to the end on this one. I may as well choose Absolution. That was surprisingly effective. The mid-Vestal is the only one who is missing any hit points at this point. And Judgment can reach position 1.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I'll admit it's kind of situational.
At least promises success.
And I mean, I'm liking this composition. I'm liking this composition a lot. It's kind of situational, but the doubling up on healing while also having a Vestal who's actually capable of causing meaningful damage, and the extra stun availability is pretty nice. And not only that, but I obviously could have an Occultist in position 4 instead of a Vestal, but having a Vestal in position 2 gives me some alternative healing. And the stun heaviness of this composition is very helpful. 9 to 18 or 5 to 10. Go with Mace Bash.
Obliterated.
Vestal finally getting to use the mace that she carries everywhere. Okay, 140% stun resistance, so I can't stun the Shambler. Well, I may as well zap the maggot. Okay. Fortunately, Gilpin manages to avoid being gravely nibbled.
Continue the onslaught.
And maggots are very severely vulnerable to being accused of things. Alright, he still has elevated stun resistance, so let's go with Hand of Light for a little while. And unlike other abilities, when it misses, it isn't a total loss because it increases the Vestal's accuracy.
Power.
Of course, the downside of this composition is when things like that happen to your off healer. Okay, you are unholy, so I'm just gonna stick with Smite. And yeah, that 40% protection is making me nervous. I'm gonna stick with stacking Light on it. Honestly, I think I should have gone with Manacles now that his stun resistance isn't elevated anymore. Just getting a stun off would have been helpful. Of course, I can easily have someone else do that when everyone has stunning abilities. Like this.
Masterfully executed.
Alright. And now for Smite. Now we definitely want, Now I'm actually unironically trying to call it Wicked Hack because I keep failing to remember that it's actually named Beast's Vial. Like I said, he's hacking up something wicked, don't you forget it.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
I hope it's not a turning point, because things have actually been going well so far. Okay. Now we're going to need to use one of our shovels. Fortunately, I have those. I also spent quite a bit of money on swarthy men and sturdy shovels.
Passage.
And a room battle. Oh, yay, a bone bearer. No way that can end that. Oh, and I can't reach him with a lot of my damaging abilities. Well, that means we need to remove one of these enemies quick. Instead of the one with lower protection. That's not really an option because... yeah, Beast's Vial isn't going to cut it. Okay, we have a problem. The Crusader can't reach this sharpshooter. The Sergeant is in stealth, so nobody can target him, and the shield wall has 45% protection. Meaning, we need to remove one of these three assholes before we can reach the Bone Bearer. and none of them is going to go down quickly. Well, and Gilpin just had to prove me wrong. Shield wall decided he wants some payback for that smite. He really does not like being smited. Wicked Surge. What exactly does that do? Extra damage and accuracy.
Press this advantage. Give them no
And
quarter.
that was the critical we needed. Now we can reach the Bone Bearer. Right. Dazzle the Sharpshooter.
As the
Like
light
so.
gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Of course, Gilpin is gonna still have... The eye is moving. I never noticed that before. The eye in the Bone Bearer's battle standard is moving. Of all the things to jump out at me as being weird, that's fucking weird. Okay, that solves our sharpshooter problem, at least in the long term. And that solves our positioning problem. Thank you, sharpshooter. Your cowardice has saved my team. Unfortunately, Gilpin's clumsiness has doomed us again.
A momentary abatement. A momentary abatement.
Alright, just get everybody completely healed up, or healed-ish.
Death by inches.
Start by manacling the bearer. And failing, defend the icon. Wait, so has he lost access? Does that mean he can't use his stronger abilities because he's too far forward? I've never seen that happen before. So, for some reason, the Bone Bearer has 34 dodge. Okay, no, he still can use Wicked Surge when he's close up. Unfortunately, even with Wicked Surge, the Sergeant isn't really accomplishing very much. He's accomplishing even less now that he's stunned. I meant to switch to the other healing ability, but honestly, I'm not complaining. That did what I needed it to do. And there we go. There has got to be a special shame in being beaten to death by a Vestal. Just, of all the things to be killed by in this game, beaten to death with a Vestal is about as bad as being nibbled to death by maggots. You know, it's just such an embarrassing way to die. Right. Okay, so we've scouted the nothing, now we just need to inspect. And we don't even have a full enough inventory to have the chance of running into the Collector, which is good, because I'm not confident we can beat him with this team. And another Bone Bearer. And a very similar problem to the one that we had last time, where the Crusader isn't going to be able to reach him unless we kill some of the enemy. Though, wait, they're Bone Militia. All he has working for him is Bone Militia. Which do nothing. This is just gonna... This is gonna be fun. This is gonna feel like we're, like, picking on the poor Bone Bearer.
Annihilated.
The end of one. And the Blight will take care of the other. Yeah, go for it. Wicked Surge on the guy who's about to die. No way.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Yeah, the Wicked Surge lasted about as long as you'd think it would in that situation. And now the only thing he can use is defend the icon, I think. Though I don't know. I don't remember what Unholy Rally does, and with my luck, it does something very bad. However, I have the ability to avoid... No, I don't. Why do I...
A blazing star is born.
This is what happens when I don't think to check the enemy's stun resistance before... Yeah, Unholy Rally. So it allows him to summon one Bone Militia. somehow I don't feel intimidated. Yeah, I'm actually going to manacle the militia. Because now I can use Zealot's Accusation.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And we may as well spend a turn healing everybody. And there we go.
Success
Well, that was anticlimactic.
so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
The Bone Bearer is kind of like the Virago, but more so. Aw, damn it. Well, you resisted the disease at least, but I need to get rid of your Dacnomania before it becomes permanent. The Bone Bearer is kind of like the Hateful Virago, but more, where his danger level really... His danger level really depends...
But nary a thought given to the plow.
Yes, yes, make me feel even worse about that. His danger level really depends on what he shows up with. If he shows up with actually dangerous enemies, you could be in some real trouble. But if he shows up backed up by something like a map of things we already know, apparently, shows up with, like, just bone militia, he's nothing. Though the Virago at least can blight people, so he can at least do some meaningful damage. By comparison, the Bone Bearer is pretty meaningless. But, like, if there were a Bone Bearer in position 4 of this team, we'd be in some real trouble. Okay, Manacles. Hand of Light. Still not gonna do it. Judgment might. Yeah, no. Okay. This is not a team that is going to die quickly.
Impressive.
So Gilpin is doing his very best to prove me wrong about that. Yeah, I really should be thankful that I'm not fighting a Bone Bearer in addition to these. Oh, right. I can't. This is already forced. This team is already 4 spaces wide because the Bone General occupies 2 spaces. So you'd have to replace either of the royalty with a Bone Barrier, and we'd be in real trouble. Start with that. And of course he resists the light. And
Grievous
now Corey is at death's door.
Palpable fear.
And her resolve is tested. You know, I find it hard to blame her for being irrational. I find it a little hard to blame her for being affected by this situation. This is pretty much supposed to be a milk run, and now she's at death's door. Okay, that's one of the royalty down. Okay, this is gonna be hard. This is... I have to start taking the fight seriously now. Of course, Gilpin always has been taking the fight seriously. Move yourself forward.
The blood.
For now, we're just going to have to try to out-heal the damage. Fortunately, with this team composition, that is a thing that we can do. Until everyone is stunned at the same time, and then we can't. Fortunately, everybody resisted this time. But that's the thing about ground pound. It has a small chance of stunning your entire team all at once.
Strike.
When that happens, you're in some trouble. I need to make sure Corey doesn't have a heart attack, but I don't think that her stress level will be high enough for that to happen over the course of a single fight.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
I've been wrong about this kind of stuff before, but I think we'll get away with this. You go for Smite. You go for Mana. You have less damage dealing potential. Okay, we'll be rid of the General pretty soon no matter what, unless this does what it appears to have just done. Okay, no. The critical wasn't an ill omen. It did a lot of damage, but not very much stunning. Bile? Which which he resisted. Oh, shit.
Becoming unwound.
Well, she at least gets an action now and can fix the damage that she just did to herself. Okay, smite.
Monsters.
Okay, now we just have to deal with the goddamn tempting goblets. The rest is solved.
Inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I do kind of have to wonder, what is in the goblet? Like, is it poisoned? Is it... What is... First of all, what makes the goblet so tempting? And second of all, why does it damage people? Okay, yep, and literally the last fight of the mission is the one where everything starts to go wrong. Well, this is what you get for bringing veterans to a champion fight. Though Corey, who is a champion, really should be able to hit things occasionally. So you're just gonna have to keep smiting the corpse until it's gone, like that. And stun resistance is only 100%. Unfortunately, his hit resistance is pretty high. That's at least the end of the booze. Now, all we have to deal with is the knife. Let's see if we can end that also. And yep, Corey is busy stressing everyone else out. But Gilpin, unfazed, finishes the job.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, the chest. And let's get out of here before I find a way to screw this up more than I already have, that is.
The walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
Okay, we eventually got some meaningful gold, but at first it was like slowly counting up, and we were most of the way through and it had reached 300. Still, got a decent pool of new, well-trained heroes. Hysterical blindness. That must be the disease. Oh, necromania. Another mania. Those are always fun.
The tents are pitched, banners fly, and the corpse wagons stand at the ready. The circus has come to town.
The Butcher's Circus. I think I'll do that another time. Because I believe this is the PvP, and I think I'm going to stay out of that for now. Instead, let's cure Talbus's disease as the first step towards getting her ready for her next mission. And let's do some stress treatments. Okay. Get Corey to the transept, Gilpin to the cloister, and Hind to the cloister. Gilpin and Hind can be cloistered together, alone. Together. And, oh, Ide still has a disease that I never got around to treating. Oh, it's the Black Plague! Yeah, that's something we can definitely afford to leave untreated. There will be no unintended negative consequences of having someone in our team who just has the plague. I mean, it's not like this stuff can spread or anything. But I'm reserving back a bit more gold than I usually do. But I'm actually going to get started on our next mission. And there's a reason why I'm reserving some gold. And that's because we lost a lot of trinkets again. So I want to go after the Shrieker. So Montfort in position 2, Vestal in position 1, Druel in position 3, and Druel in position 4 and Durari in position 3. That seems like at least a viable team composition. Now, let's equip the Vestal. Let's just go with all in on the healing for the Vestal. I'm actually going to go for the Lock of Patience as well as the Protective Padlock. This thing loves to inflict stress. Okay, holy orders, similarly for stress management purposes. And, commander's orders. For extra healing skills and extra stress heal. Actually, you know what? We're not likely to get an opportunity to use stress heal, so instead... let's go with plus 50% move, both move resistance and increased healing received from the crew's bell. Alright, now for you... Heaven's Hairpin, because, again, stress reduction, and... let's see, I could go for the Bleeding Pendant. Or... Siren's Conch for even further stress reduction. Yeah, part of the reason why I held back so much gold is because we're going to need to spend some of it on stress treatment after this. Okay, so... Anti-venom and bandages are the only supply items we need to spend money on, pretty much. Embark. And survivors of this quest are sometimes rewarded with unique quirks, and sometimes, even more rarely, the rewards are in fact beneficial to the mission. Okay, so we got the nest, and then we got the Shrieker itself. Okay. Tech, as usual, is rather dangerous. I'm just gonna go for healing. Honestly, there's not a lot of... Yep, the Shrieker is showing all the different ways in which you can mess with people. Smite. You have to smite the nest because it's the only thing you can reach.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Yeah, that blow was looking pretty killing. For a bandage and not a lot of reason to do anything else, so transform. And slam. I really should have given the Crusader Holy Lance.
Death waits for the slightest lapse.
Was that a critical? I didn't even notice. Rage. Yeah, rage against the dying of the accuracy modifier. Fortunately, we have plenty of bandages, because we are going to need them. Alright, I'm seeing a problem with this strategy. I really should have given the Crusader Holy Lance, but I forgot. It will surprise you immensely to learn that I didn't think this through. Rage against the Shrieker itself, because why not? Actually, I can think of some reasons why not to do that, but... Divine Grace... Hack. Yeah, I think I really should be using Rage against the nest as well. Rage. That's 33. Caw. Right, that's a stress causing ability. Boy, is it powerful. Okay, critical would have been nice, but what we got wasn't bad.
A dizzying blow to body and
unfortunately,
brain.
what Drool got was pretty bad. Yeah, I realize Inspiring Cry isn't much healing, but it's something. And now he runs away.
Their cursed
But we're rid
champion
of the nest.
falls.
And the stress levels are immense. Well, return to the Hamlet. And we got some stuff back, including one of the talismans. How many... Did we lose a Talisman of the Flame? And if so, how many of them do we have now? And we got another Tome of Holy Healing. We got the Rampart Shield back. That and the Spiked Collar are really the majority of the haul. And you have a disease. Quick Reflexes, Creeping Cough, and Corvid's Appetite. Yes, she's been rewarded with a negative quirk. And Dureri is a guilty conscience. Okay, Drool's resilience is actually pretty good. But yeah, that's left us with a lot of stuff we need to fix.
Heretics skulk in the alleys. They must be found out.
Okay, idle Houndmasters receive an extra resolve level, so I'll make sure and leave the Houndmasters idle. I believe we do actually have at least one of them. Sort by class. Yeah, we have 2 Houndmasters, so they'll be up to level 4 if I don't send them on a mission. Okay. I'm going to prioritize stress healing the people who can go to the Darkest Dungeon, even though we're not going this week. But that's really all I can reasonably afford to spend, so we're actually kind of broke. Well, I think I can go on one more mission before the end of this episode, so let's see what they've got for me. We're not bringing a Houndmaster. The Ancestor's Lantern, which is, in my opinion, not very good. Okay. So, I kind of want to bring an Antiquarian. That means we go on a champion level mission. So if I were to bring Fairfax, who else could I bring? Sort by level. Sasset and Gilpin, both. And now we just need a good main healer. And... well, she is Resolve level 6, which means she won't benefit a lot from the experience. Let's bring Cord. So, unequip all trinkets. Sort by character class. And I'm going with the old standard, Holy Healing and Sacred Scroll. Actually, let me think about this team composition for a minute, because the issue is the enemies in this area, they're kind of durable. And I think we can do it. Worst case scenario, we have to retreat and are even worse off than we were before and have less of a chance to recover, and this is, you know, when you put it that way, this almost seems like a bad idea. Okay, we still only have 4 Talismans of the Flame, which is only 1 more than we're supposed to have. I go with the Swordsman's Crest and the Holy Orders. And for you, oh, we have 2 Rampart Shields. And... yeah, the Flesh's Heart, the old standard. Okay. Medium length champion difficulty, because there isn't a short champion difficulty mission. But we need funding. Some gold. The fish carcasses aren't really a good source of food like the lunch wagons are in the Warrens. So we are actually going to need to bring plenty of food. However, the fish carcasses are a good source of loot. And a little anti-venom, but mainly we need bandages. Okay. I think we can do this. Let us begin. Is that the only hint that has an exclamation mark? Because I don't remember any of the other hints having an exclamation mark. Like, the other ones are like, the swine breed, the swine have animals that fight for them, but this one is, thralls will explode if left for too long. It's really serious about it.
These caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares.
Okay.
They must be flushed out.
So we're going to have to explore this area. And bandits, and we've been shuffled. Wonderful.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Yeah, you said it. Actually, I go for the healing.
The wounds of war.
I have Rampart. I'm not going to have Corey move herself back. Alright. Can you one-shot him with Smite? You cannot. So stun the other Cutthroat. Do what we can to give them fewer actions. I don't even need to use Rampart to get Salad back into position 2. All of her attacks can be used from position 4. Right, so Festering Vapors does 3 for 3. That's actually a pretty good amount of blight. I would expect the champion antiquarian's damage, even as a champion, I expect the antiquarian's damage to be worse than that. Though I'll admit 3 for 3 at this level is kind of bad.
Death waits for the slightest lapse.
Oh, that's
in
the second
concentration.
critical we've been on the receiving end of this fight, and we're also at the point where we need to ignore some of the bleeding damage because we don't have the healing supplies to make up for it. Rampart this guy. And, yep, Corey, Corey, welcome to Vestalhood. Your job is to constantly put people together as they're being blown apart. That should end the cutthroat. Okay. That's one down. And contrary to what you may expect, the one that's down is not one of us. Yeah, let's Rampart and Fusilier. We tried, anyway.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Why is the slow death unforeseen? You'd think it'd be like the most foreseen kind of death. You know, like you're poisoned and your health is gradually draining away. You'd think that'd be the kind of death you do foresee. Whoa.
Really?
Whereas a random critical from a Brigand Raider, that's the kind of thing that you don't... That's the unforeseen kind of death. Poison started. Or not. And it's all the Vestal can do to keep everyone healed. Ish. Okay, so we can use Blanket Fire in any position other than position 1. I suppose Blanket Fire is a lot like Grape Shot. How many criticals is that now in this one fight? It's a lot. I'm just gonna go with that. It's a lot.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Nervously stabbed one of our problems. And we can stun this guy. I mean, he only has 65% stun resistance. That's 65% stun resistance got him really far. Fortifying Vapors. We need to let the Vestal get a turn.
Healed, but never hidden.
So get rid of the corpse to reduce him to using Rushed Shot. Because I need the Vestal to take at least one action before I let the fight end.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
By comparison, Rushed Shot is a lot less damaging. Still damaging, just less so. And since I can finish him off with Crush,
compassion is a rarity.
The Man-at-Arms is the only one that doesn't have a healing ability. Or Crush could miss, and we can't really risk letting the fight drag on too long.
Is broken. Maintain
well, that
the
takes
offensive.
care of it.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Right. Rid of the barnacles. And
Impressive
more
haul.
antiques.
If you value such things.
Was that a Freudian slip? Like you're getting really excited about it, and it's like, I shouldn't be too excited. I shouldn't act too excited about the money. Come on, I know you. I know what you did to get more gold from the fish people. I had to kill what you did to get more gold from the fish people. 3 times. Okay, this is one point where the move could be helpful, and so of course it doesn't activate.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
You can move yeah, if you move, that will put the Vestal in position 1. We shouldn't let that happen. Dishonorable. Grr. And rampart your way into at least position 2, which is progress. Okay, now at least the Vestal isn't in danger of being forced into... Wait. And now we're back into formation. It is really helpful, the heroes that just have such permissive movement options, as opposed to things like the Hellions can only move forward and can only move forward one. I will admit, though, that the Hellions only being able to move forward perfectly fits her personality. 10 to 19, 6 to 11, so I can get one of the kills with
faint hope blossoms.
Zealous Accusation. Okay. And the Vestal is going to have to stick with healing duty. I swear, being the medic on this team is like pouring water into a sieve. You just keep putting more on there, hoping it doesn't run out too fast. Oh, I wish that hadn't missed. Fortunately, they missed each other. Well... yeah, the enemies have been getting pretty lucky with their stun resistance rolls today. And their criticals, too. So considering some of the insane luck I've benefited from, I kind of can't complain about the enemy getting lucky every now and then. Oh, of course, that's the spear fishing that misses. Go for a stun. Let's actually inspire the Vestal. Her stress level is a little high.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
And in this fight, I need to be very careful about maintaining the Vestal's mental state, because the thing is, if she manages to become afflicted, we are done. Festering Vapors. He's blighted for 6 and he has 7. That's unfortunate. And that miss was also unfortunate. Critical healing on the person with the least stress. It's less unfortunate than the other stuff, but still kind of unfortunate. Okay. This should finish him. Yeah. Actually, Zealous Accusation would have finished him. I really should have used that.
Clarified in a single strike.
Well, let's be rid of this
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And now we get to explore how stun-heavy this composition is. Got him stunned. Now let's just use that as an opportunity to catch our breath a little bit. Vapors. 100% stun resistance. Yeah, I'm not risking it.
Compassion is a
he gets to have a turn every once in a while.
Of battle.
Brush. And now smite. And we're almost done with him. Yeah, let's make absolutely sure we're done with him. Inspire and cry. While we wait for the unforeseen death that I absolutely saw coming.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Alright. This is the point, dear game, where scouting would be immensely appreciated. Just if we could... whoa! I'll even forgive you for the trap, but if we could have some scouting so I know whether or not I need to go into these 2 rooms, that would be really nice. But in the meantime, let's deal with the problem before us, and the problem is cultists. I suppose when you think about it, if the Darkest Dungeon is any indication, when you get right down to it, the problem is always cultists. There's fish people, there's undead, there's swine, but at the heart of the matter, it really is cultists all the way down. Okay. It'll take a while for Festering Vapors to kill that, and it'll take even longer if it fails to blight. And Judgment missed. I'm not used to Judgment missing this often. Is this at both the move and the stun. I don't really care about the move. All I care about is the stun. Because unfortunately, this is a very low...
Ringing ears.
Whoa.
Blurred vision. The end approaches.
Whoa. Well, that just went wrong quick. Okay. My heart was in my throat for a second there, because Stressful Incantation can inflict damage, too. Whoa. Man, we're having some accuracy issues. I have to ask you, are you a man-at-arms or a leper? Smite does 10 to 19. Stick with Fortifying Vapors for a moment. Yeah, I need to use Inspiring Cry on our Vestal, too. I am starting to really like the Crusader class, by the way, because they do a little bit of everything.
A dizzying blow.
Including dying, they do a little bit of that, too. Let's hope we can prevent that for our good pal Gilpin. Alright, one more smite will finish you when I get a chance to do it. Bit of heal for everyone. And
confidence.
Okay, that's at least one of them gone.
Crumbles.
Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem I don't really have a good solution for either. And you almost solved it for me. I wish you'd succeeded at that. Move forward. See if we can stun this guy. Okay, because you really need Divine Grace.
A momentary abatement.
Eldritch Push on the guy who least cares about being pushed. I think it's time to start inflicting some damage. When it's the Piranha by himself, we can afford to spend some time doing some healing. A little bit of more basic healing anyway. Whoa.
Quickly the tide turns.
I realized that was a critical, but I still was just not prepared for Seaward Slash to do that much damage. Incantation. That did the same amount that Fate's Reveal normally does. Except the main difference is that Fate's Reveal always does that amount of stress rather than only sometimes. Fortifying Vapors. Pretty much everybody who is not the Man-at-Arms needs to take a moment and do some healing for their teammates. You really need to stun that cultist. Like that. Yeah, the Rampart Shield is pretty much the only reason any of us are still alive at this point. And now he won't be reduced to using Stumbling Scratch because he isn't pushed back anymore. I'm nervous now. Okay, and here's where we find out if the mission is over. It is.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply.
Okay, we're gonna have to win this fight, but that's the end of the mission. We cannot reliably... Corey was the glue that was holding this team composition together. Now that she's afflicted, we can't rely on her to keep people healed, which means we can't win this fight.
The wounds of war can be
We can't win this mission, I mean. I can win this fight specifically. You just stick with the festering vapors. Crush. Like so. Okay, that leaves just the witch. Unfortunately, the Vestal's accuracy leaves something to be desired. Like, accuracy. Yeah, screw it. If this can knock the corpse back. Yeah, 240% move resistance. We're not moving that body. We can smite it, however. And... okay, so she gets off one more stressful incantation, but she has 3 hit points and she's blighted for 3. She's gonna be killed by the Antiquarian. And I know any of my heroes could take her down, and since we're retreating after this, there's not much benefit to stalling this out, but I want the witch to be killed by the Antiquarian, so I'm stalling this out. Take your hands off. It's not even hands, it's words. Which is basically telling the Crusader, don't you talk to me like that! Because it's inspiring cries, not touching you. It's just words. Because apparently words can heal in addition to being able to hurt.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay. May as well open the heirloom chest. I did so with the wrong hero, but it's okay. Okay. Yeah. With Cori afflicted, there's a risk of her losing turns as well as refusing to be healed when she needs to be healed. So we can no longer win this mission. Since there's guaranteed to be at least one more room battle somewhere in here. So we're going to have to retreat. Yeah, I know they'll suffer the stress of defeat, but it's better than suffering the death of continuing.
And of yourself will invariably lead to defeat.
Got 9,000 gold. And a disease. 9,000 gold and a disease. Ah, contagious bulimia. The worst kind of bulimia. Oh. And Gilpin has a weak grip on life. I would say weak grip on life probably is the worst quirk. And that's not even getting into the stress levels we've managed to accumulate.
There is a great horror beneath the manor.
Let's see something.
A crawling chaos.
Alright, no
must be
antiquarians are
destroyed.
available. But that somewhat embarrassing conclusion to a mission, that's going to be the end for this episode. Next week, I'm going to have to find a way need to treat the stress levels and then find a way to get funds somehow. So, this is going to be the end for this part. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.